tech hits stable plasma milestone without a magnetic field, which is, for my simple little brain, fucking cool. This is from interestingengineering.com. So the key takeaways here is that the company named Zap Energy, they recently experimented in having demonstrated the production of stable thermal plasmas, a critical step toward achieving a particle fusion energy, which would end up giving us zero point energy.
Nice.
So that we can then have that for everybody in reality. Well, until they get shut down by the government and USAID, you know. But thankfully, that shit's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, we saw China do that, and we said we can do it better. And I think we are on the precipice of something really badass.
Yes, we are.
But with that in mind, China came out with another badass thing.
China.
They came out with another badass thing, and somebody flew a drone over the landscape of where they've been building this plasma sun, and they are creating a laser beam that will shoot into space. A fucking enormous laser beam.
Yeah, but don't we already have that in what was it? What is that device called? That it's either, I can't remember if it's Africa or South America, and you can actually find it on Google Earth. And when you click on that image to see a street view, you just see a giant orange laser beam shooting straight up into space from the ground on Earth from this machine. Now, granted, it's like some type of light frequency thing, but it's really interesting. So, anyways,
is that the one that's related to Raytheon and Lockheed in Antarctica?
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, shit, right.
I have no idea. I was talking about a completely different continent, but you know what? Might as well be.
So they created a major fusion facility. It's in a, like, think of a star. So they have 4 quadrants of 4 rectangle buildings, and in the center they have a humongous circle, which is where they have their superconductor, or rather the experimental advanced superconducting tokamak. So tokamak is a new technology that they invented. Is where they're creating things 100 million degrees Celsius.
Mm-hmm.
That is very, very hot.
That is insanely hot.
So they want to take this heat and use it as forever power. That's the ultimate goal here. I'm sure they're going to use it for weapons and stuff too, but this is the ultimate goal. They're using the $1.5 billion. They're aiming to have it finished for commercial use by 2050. So they're 20 years away from having this thing ready to go.
Hey, did you already post up the phone number?
I have, yeah.
Okay. I just didn't see it in the chat. So.
Yeah, it's up. It's ready to go. If you're listening to the sound of our voice, you are more than welcome to call us. The number associated with that, hold on just a moment, is 469-659-7364. Feel free to call in anytime. We'll chit chat with you, shoot the shit, talk with you, yell at you, yell back at us, whatever you really want to do.
Yeah, and then you have in the chat. I noticed that X has this weird thing when we're live streaming.
Yeah, back and forth, right?
Anytime I switch tabs, it erases the chat history.
Oh, I have not put it in the chat history yet.
Oh,
I used it as a post.
Oh, we'll throw it in the chat too.
I will in a moment.
At least 6 people are tuned in, so let's throw it in there in case they want it.
But anyway, I can't right now. I have something locked and loaded.
All right, well,
go in the chat.
Well, you tell me what it is. I'll put it in.
Yeah, it's 469.
Okay. It switched scenes on me.
Yeah, because you had the hotkeys.
I know.
You got to use the top bar.
I know.
It's 469-659-7364. Call us. We're here. We're ready to hang out. But
yeah,
I have been really invested recently in looking into the concept of flying cars and flying vehicles. There's an amazing startup company called Archer in America right now that is creating the most badass flying cars that you can see.
Mm-hmm.
That instead of having like giant propellers, they're using air turbines to fly these vehicles that can go in full 360s. Everything.
Yeah, wasn't there's a patent for, and then the guy actually, it was operational, a flying car.
Mm-hmm.
And this was done throughout the 90s and some of the 80s. And it's been something this guy has worked on for a long time.
Yeah, like and then this company Archer has patented their own design to make it to where they can't get taken away or bought out.
Yeah.
But on a different note, they have created a separate company called Airwolf, has created an entirely different type of cameras on you, big dog.
Oh, my bad.
Has created an entirely different type of vehicle. It's called the flying motorcycle. This thing goes 140 miles per hour. It's an individual seat device and it looks like a drone that a human can sit in. It's
Are you
fucking
talking about the one that's like where it has it's like got four like basically propelling fans that are
Yeah.
kind of like out on each corner
Mhm.
instead of like, so basically you're just like straddling a fucking big ass drone.
yeah, 100%. That's what it is.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty tight.
But instead of having like propeller blades, it has air turbines that thrust you into the air and propel you forward at high speed velocities. It is very cool. But that's about it for my news articles that I found interesting that aren't depressing and worth writing your therapist about.
Nice. So I don't know. I'm itching to get into the topic.
Hell
to
yeah.
be honest, I've been excited about this like all week. So yeah,
Awesome. So
I'm ready to go.
Whenever we first started talking about this concept, dark energy, dark matter, I immediately thought Neil deGrasse Tyson, because he's been a big proponent, talker, and speaker of astronomy and space in the past 10 years or so. He kind of sucks. So there's not really any really good information that he offers to the table.
He kind of sucks.
He kind of sucks. He doesn't really offer anything of value these days, but
Yeah, and most of it's just the anti everything.
it's beyond that. It's like, oh, you don't know about dark energy? What are you, fucking dumb?
What, you got dumb? You never heard about things that you can't see?
So I then thought about it, and with all of the information that we're getting out of the DOGE, the Doge organization, something clicked in my brain, because we have done a lot of research about MK Ultra, all these different programs that the CIA has had that have been sort of backtracked and backlogged and hidden away from us. So I wonder if they've done any research on dark energy. Guess what? They did. They've done a lot of research on it, actually. They're trying to use it as a vehicle for propellant and a vehicle for like creation, which is fascinating to me. And I found this document that I'm posting in the X chat right now. It's called, good grief, I have so many freaking tabs open. It's called Attraction and Gravitation, where bodies give rise to an inherent panpsychic conscious quantity, or as the CIA refers to it as, the Cytronic universe.
Interesting.
So it's based around the concept of E equals MC squared, but then it goes off into a huge different category and concept in its own right, based around math equations my little brain can't handle.
Yeah, that's fair. I already knew that about you.
What, little brain?
You
That's
can't
fair.
handle
I
that
mean,
kind of math.
anybody who watches know that I'm not is not the brightest. That sentence sucked.
Yeah. Well, you're playing true to the role.
So the first sentence is, of this CIA unclassified document, is the consciousness matter energy triangle proposed by the author is an interchangeable formula for consciousness and matter, which I thought was awesome.
I thought was awesome.
It then goes deeper and deeper into the concept of using electricity or gravity to create energy in your own space and time, which then goes deeper into the concept of meditation and creation and manifestation and all these different things that everybody's always referring to and talking about. But then it dives into a sort of diagram of how to use it for power and how to use it to gain energy and oneness in the universe, entity, mind. But yeah. So they refer to it as virtual energy in the document quite a lot. This is written by a guy named Suji Inomata. So they did this in conjunction with Japan and America, using none other than our favorite German scientist, Albert Einstein.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. That's nice, dude.
Inomoto introduced the concept of consciousness matter energy triangle, proposing a formula for the conversion between these elements. He suggested that gravity arises from a panpsychic consciousness inherent in matter, implying that the attractive force between masses due to the consciousness, saying that anything that has matter has consciousness and energy. Hence, dark energy, dark matter. If it has a consciousness, then we can interact with it as well. Which, within the research that you will all find out about tonight, is that dark energy is literally everywhere around you at all times.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, I mean, That's basically it about the CIA document. Of course, it goes into like super detail about bidirectional consciousness and how to use it, but that's just going to get into the weeds. I wanted to lead that up
Mm-hmm.
into the actual topic of tonight because the CIA has done research into dark energy, dark matter. This isn't a new topic. This is just a topic that's been pushed under the rug forever.
Yeah, and it's when things come out about it, it's
And
pretty.
if I'm talking fast
Oh,
tonight and loosey goosey, it's
oh
because
yeah.
of my
Oh,
GT lives.
oh hell yeah! That's what. See, oh, take the swig, take the swig. You made the promotion.
Delicious.
You made the ad. All right, GCs, this is gonna be number 3 video we send into. There's the camera into you. You better give Evan that sponsorship, or we're gonna break your kneecaps with salami slabs. What are you doing?
That's their
You know,
kneecaps.
we got people listening that are gonna tune out now.
That's their kneecaps.
Oh, you just cracked all their bones, bro. Nice. But anyways, give Evan his sponsorship, please. He's dying for it. Anyways, but now that Evan's done with his little segment on that, now just to put things into perspective for everyone listening about dark matter and dark energy, just to kind of like set the stage for a little bit. So basically, the universe obviously is a super vast and very enigmatic entity, basically governed by forces that basically extend beyond our comprehension overall, because we're still discovering things, we're still trying to learn things about it, and there's so much we do not know. So, but at the heart of this kind of like cosmic enigma, you could say, well, is dark matter and dark energy. That's at the center of it. And basically, while now they're both two of these, both of these things are completely invisible to the human eye, yet omnipresent components that shape the very fabric of space and time around us, essentially. So while ordinary matter, composed of like atoms and like other familiar particles that we all know of, accounts for only about 5% of the universe. Let that sink in. The things that we know about
5%?
on our planet, 5%.
Wow.
That's it. Dark matter and dark energy together make up the remaining 95%. That's not an exaggeration. They literally make up the other 95%.
That's daunting.
Yeah, super daunting. And their role, now, this is kind of like on the creations and destruction side of things, because they play a massive role into this. Their role in creation and destruction is literally profound. They are basically the best way to put it is that they are basically the unseen architects of pretty much every single cosmic structure that is around us that we can see and we know about. That's just there. They're literally the architects of it. So now, basically, they are also like silent conductors for all of the universal expansion that's happening around us, too.
So is dark matter or dark energy gravity?
It plays in the gravity, and that's the assumption, is that dark matter and dark energy are the reason for gravity.
Gotcha.
So that's where things are leading now, essentially. But when it comes to the doing the like silent conducting part of the universe, universal expansion, and there's a lot of talk about how it could possibly be these like hidden keys of the life cycle of the universe itself, essentially. And when I read about that, all I thought of was the cosmic egg. What if what we're seeing is just what we're seeing is the byproduct of the cosmic egg type structure?
You think it's like the recycling or the fuel for it?
I want to say it's like the finished product.
Oh,
Like it comes
interesting.
out that way and it keeps expanding and rotating the universe. It creates everything. It's
like
in and all around us at all times.
like the gasoline, if you will. I'm trying to think of like a metaphor that you could use to explain dark energy and how it could be used as like a symbiotic fluid to keep everything moving.
The way I picture it is basically imagine a multivitamin that you would take, right? Like say it was a multivitamin as an example. Imagine you had one pill that does every single vitamin, all one. You get everything you need 100 million %, and your body completely digests it fully and absorbs it and doesn't waste a moment of it.
Oh, dude, I got that. That's called beer, baby.
Yeah, dude. Dark energy and dark matter, beer. Beer. And that's what I like to know. But yeah, so
let's make it clear.
Yeah.
We are not scientists. This is based off of research that we have done. we are no astronomers. See,
Obviously,
we're
you
no
should not talk tonight.
we are not astronomers or scientists. We are basically regular people trying to figure out what these things are and bring it to y'all in a sort of understandable package, because it is a convoluted, very open-ended theory still that the science community has.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair. That's fair. So the question is here, what do we want to dive into first? Because everything kind of intertwines with each other throughout this whole thing. Where destruction and creation take place, gravity also plays a massive role, which is also the byproduct of potentially dark matter and dark energy. So all of it kind of works together in unison.
I think we should
in a very weird
I think
way.
we should break down what dark matter and dark energy is for what we know as humans it is right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then we can explain how gravity is a byproduct, right?
Mm.
Unless you want to do a different way.
No, I'm good.
Sick.
I'm good.
Sounds good to me.
There you go.
Oh,
Camera's on
now.
you,
Hey,
bro.
everybody. How is
That's what
everybody
you
doing
wanted.
tonight? That's what I wanted. So, dark matter is referred to as the invisible mass, right? So it's everywhere, but it's also invisible to the naked eye. You have to have certain cameras, certain lenses to see it. And I think you mentioned this week that you found a video of an explosion or some sort of event that happened that they thought was dark matter being formed, right?
Yeah, it looked like, it was a really messed up video. I was trying my best to try to get a copy of it or find a copy of it that wasn't complete trash. And unfortunately, those don't really exist. Mainly because when you're looking at dark matter, to the thing, when you see the images of it and you look at it, it looks like depending on what filter you're looking at through, it'll look like a black splotch.
That's crazy.
But then all of a sudden you switch it and it's gonna look like this yellowish
Like an eyeball?
yeah, kind of.
Oh.
Remember, because you had that one picture and it was tight. It's
Yeah.
tight, dude. It's tight.
It's tight.
But no, but the problem is that the video was, since it was this weird recording, and every recording looked the same pretty much, so I wasn't able to get a decent copy because it's so hard to see what's even happening. It just looks like dog shit. So I just didn't even worry about it. But to play on to what dark matter really is about everything, so just to kind of so I already laid out and said that it is 95% of the universe.
Yes.
Straight up. Now,
or is that dark energy?
It's dark matter and dark energy.
That's okay.
They both do.
Yeah.
In totalitarian style.
They come together.
Yeah, dude. They own that shit. But possession is 9/10 of the law. So dark matter and dark energy own us, guys. So when it comes to dark matter and dark energy, though, so here are the key properties of dark matter.
Oh, outstanding.
So it does not interact with light or the electromagnetic force that is pulsating through the universe. It does not interact with it at all.
Or absorb anything. It doesn't produce light,
Yeah.
doesn't absorb light, it doesn't
Nope.
reflect any light. It is invisible. It is just a non-existing entity.
It is probably
right?
one of the most insane anomalies that's in our universe and cosmos.
It's mind melding.
Yeah. And so the next property of dark matter, it makes up about 27% of the universe. Ordinary matter is just 5%. So 27% is what we're able to see with our devices.
Dark matter.
Which is dark matter and dark energy. We're only able to see 27% of it clearly enough to identify it. But basically what they're seeing behind it with all these other high-powered gadgets, pretty much it's all behind it too. So it's they're like, hey, we can say for a fact that everything that we can see outside past this point is all dark matter. But we can't say anything behind it technically because we can't see that far.
And they suspect it's what's propelling the universes forward as well. They suspect that this is the catalyst or the momentum behind the universes flying away from each other at quicker and quicker speeds.
Dark matter is kind of like the glue.
That holds
Think about it.
together,
Yeah, it's the glue that holds everything together.
Get her,
dude.
get her done, boy.
But so it clumps together due to gravity. Straight up, it clumps together due to gravity, and then forms halos around galaxies.
What?
Yeah, straight up forms halos, a ring around each galaxy, and it basically provides all of the scaffolding for galaxies to form and stay together. Isn't that insane?
That's fascinating.
I think that's insane. And now the evidence, I do have evidence for dark matter. I do have all the notes on that. If you want, if you're cool.
Oh,
with me
there's
reading
like proven evidence about it.
that. Yeah, galaxy rotation curves is one.
Oh, so like the bend you see on these
Yeah.
photos from the Hubble telescope.
Yep, and the stars
I
at
thought
the
that
edge.
was-
Stars at the edge of the galaxies orbit too fast, meaning extra invisible mass.
I thought that was black
And
holes that
unseen
created
mass.
that.
Huh?
I thought that was black holes that created that curve.
We're talking about galaxy rotation curves, not black holes.
Oh, so when you see a galaxy photo that's spinning, like the trails at the end of it, that's what. Oh,
Yeah, that's
okay,
what they're talking
okay,
about.
Okay,
dude.
okay.
That's exactly what they're talking about, and it forms these halos, or one giant halo around it.
See, we're all learning together here, everybody.
Yeah, and so basically, when it comes to, sorry, I lost my place.
You're welcome.
Sorry, but yes, the stars on the edges of the galaxies orbit way too fast, meaning extra invisible mass, which is dark matter, must be present. They've learned that. They know for a fact that has to be present now. And then gravitational lensing is another. So light from distant galaxies bend more than significantly more than expected, suggesting extra unseen mass. And that was the first indicator to see, like, hey, what is causing that? And then they looked into it and they started using different forms of lenses and filtrations to try to see, does that something else come up in this view? And then boom, there the motherfucker was.
It reminds me of
Yeah.
the Never-Ending Story.
The never-ending story. I love that movie,
Where-
dude.
where
And
they-
the song.
where they have the nothingness take over the realm, right? Like as they travel around, they have the nothingness that just comes and it envelops their life.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me a lot of that.
Yeah.
Just void of everything, but creates energy to makes you want to be a part of it, and it has interaction.
Yep. And then the other last fact I have here for evidence of dark matter is large-scale structures. So the arrangement of galaxies and cosmic filaments suggests that dark matter's gravitational influence. So it's really interesting. So I think there's a really big question is like, what could dark matter be? What could it really be? Because they don't quite understand it. So they're trying to figure out what exactly it is and what all it really truly affects. Because obviously it affects everything and it's all around us at all times, or dark energy especially. So it's just like, how is that?
There's a joke in there somewhere. I can't find it.
Oh,
though.
it's there, dude. WIMPs. WIMPs are in there, which stand for weakly interacting massive particles. I'm not kidding. That's literally the thing. That's why I was like, why could it be? I was playing on the WIMPs. A bunch of WIMPs, dude. Like, what a WIMP.
Bunch of WIMPs are creating the dark energy.
Yeah, dude.
That explains what's going on in the world today, brother.
Dude, that explains why there's only one habitable planet in our galaxy. You got a bunch of WIMPs making them. Anyway, sorry. So heavy particles that interact only through gravity. That's what WIMPs are. WIMP, little s. It's actually WIMP.
The Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah. And then the next possibility would be Axions. Do you know what that is? Did you come across
I did
that?
not come across
So-
Axions.
Axions is ultralight particles that behave like waves rather than
Oh.
particles. So think a hybrid thing that almost acts like a sound waves
Okay, so
in a sense.
interesting.
Just so you can kind of picture the idea.
So the dark matter is created by WIMPs, which stands for what again?
Weakly interacting massive particles. And when I
Okay.
say weakly, it's actually for like weak, like you're not a strong person.
So
you're
yeah,
weak.
so it's like it's a less active particle, right? Just simply put, it's just less active. So it's they believe it's created by that and
Well, they're wondering if
the
what it
axion.
could be. These are the questions they're asking.
Correct.
They don't know.
They wonder if it's created by that or the axion,
Mm-hmm.
which stands for what again?
It stands for it means ultralight particles that behave like waves rather than like traditional particles.
So you would have these wimpy, weak particles that are creating wimpy waves. You would think.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think it's all intertwined. What it's looking like is like, what could it be? And they pose that question, and it's kind of like a combination of all these is what kind of like what they're thinking. It takes all of this to for dark matter to be dark
Because I
matter.
know that nothing.
Because there's one other thing in here. There's actually two.
Do you think that it could be invisible?
It is
It's
invisible.
an invisibility cloak.
Maybe. I don't know. It says so. The other, like, what could dark matter be? That the question that they pose is sterile neutrinos. So basically, a hypothetical type of neutrino that does not interact via basically normal forces.
What the hell?
That they're just spitballing. Like, it's all a bunch of like, hey, what's your theory? What's your hypothesis? Like, because it's science. Like, you have to collaborate. You have to have a hypothesis. Test it. If it works, okay.
If it doesn't work, then move on to the next one, right?
And then the last, what could it be, is the primordial black holes.
Oh, ancient black holes?
Yeah, tiny black holes from basically the early stages of the universe.
That's awesome.
That makes me have so many questions if they're really heavily considering that. Just because, okay, because with a black hole, if you are unaware, to all the people listening right now, a black hole cannot, it does not have the gravitational pull that is more than its mass. So, for instance, if the moon turned into a black hole right now, we would not get sucked into that black hole.
Well, yeah.
Its mass is too small. However, that doesn't mean it wouldn't fuck up our planet, because we kind of depend on the fucking ocean and shit.
I mean,
It affects with the ocean. So
there's a black hole in the middle
that.
of the Milky Way.
Yeah, there is.
That's what's creating the rotation and everything. So that would interact with the dark matter. I wonder if black holes are able to envelop dark matter.
I don't know. It's a good question. See, and
Let me do a
that's where
quick
things
search,
get a
huh?
little interesting, right?
Crack the nooks.
Crack the nuts, dude. But while you're doing that, I'm just gonna read through some just little tidbits, and then I really want to dive into the creation and destruction aspect, and then also really grab onto the gravity side, because the gravity information plays directly into the creation and destruction. It's all intertwined. So I'm really excited to get to that part. But I want to drop a few more little knowledge nuggets for everybody to listen. So now let's talk about the mysterious force that's tearing apart the universe all at the same time. Yeah, tearing it apart.
Well, they have mapped out where the dark matter is at. I found a map that they have outlined in pink in our southern hemisphere of our space vision.
Yeah.
Where all the dark matter is in a giant location.
Yeah, isn't it the side, like where they're referring to is the side of our galaxy, essentially, where we're closest to the edge, correct?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was, is the reason why they're able to see it in that point, because we are closest, that where our solar system and in the galaxy is closer to that point than it is anywhere else in the galaxy. I believe that's why. Because I was looking into that. Why can you only see it in one spot but not the other? And then when you look at our point in the universe, in our galaxy, it's not like we're sitting dead center. We're sitting offset somewhere, right? Like where you're closer to the one edge of your galaxy to the other. And so it's looking to me like the reason why we can see it is because we're close to that point of the edge of our galaxy. And I could be wrong. I was trying to find the proper information on it, and I was coming up with diddly squat. That would like hit the nail on the head.
So
and provide it.
I can't find any sort of evidence to say that it's at the edge of our universe, but
galaxy?
No, this is based off of the cosmic void, where it's beyond our galaxy. It's into the universe, and they can map out a gigantic location in the actual universe that is completely void of everything. It's void of all matter, void of everything besides...
And it's utter chaos there, too.
Yeah, besides the dark energy, dark matter that's there. It's like a black spot in the sky. It's wild.
Yeah,
looking.
it's insane.
So that would play into the concept of that it just destroys. Perhaps it is the ultimate predator of existence. Maybe that is what entropy really is the dark matter, dark energy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, it's wild. The more you dig into this stuff, and you look into these like little like just offshoot little facts or focusing on just random places, you end up finding other doors that open to a plethora of questions that are insanely intriguing concepts, but then also it's like, what is going on right now?
And
like, what is this shit?
So, well, one thing that I came across is that dark energy, dark matter, the concept of all this using Einstein's theory would make all of this wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So Einstein's theory equals MC squared, general relativity, and all that is talking about how everything clumps together to create gravity and mass.
Yeah.
This is the concept of there are smooth sections.
Mm-hmm.
So then it completely throws out the concept that Einstein has created, that theory of general relativity. It completely turns our physics on its head and it's like, well, actually, there's smooth spots. It's like having a smooth spot in your brain. Maybe the universe has had brain damage.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing there.
Dude,
There.
I think I have brain damage, dude.
I mean,
just reading about this.
I mean,
stuff.
we're here in front of people. We definitely have brain damage.
I got a lot of brain damage.
There's something wrong with us.
Yeah, so I'm gonna drop a few little knowledge nuggets. There's some facts I want to roll out about dark matter and dark energy before we really, really tear apart into the gravitational and creation destruction aspects.
Drop that bomb on me.
Oh, well, I'm gonna drop it. So, key properties of dark energy, not dark matter. Dark energy makes up about 60. I think they say it was 68% of the universe. Is what they think it is. What they claim. It counteracts gravity, causing space to expand at an increased rate. It acts like an anti-gravitational force. It is spread evenly throughout space.
Whoa.
And unlike dark matter, which clumps. And if it clumps, it dumps, bro.
If it clumps,
it dumps. What do you think happens in the dookie shoot, dude?
You know that old adage: if it clumps, it dumps.
It dumps.
Make sure you have plenty of fiber, universe.
It's got plenty, dude. It's shitting a lot. I mean, there's a lot of dookie out there. Dude.
That black hole's coming out of white hole. It's got.
We already know what comments are. Little frosted turds.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
Frosted turds?
No.
Oh, okay. Cool. That's inappropriate.
That comments. Well, Ben, we talked about this off air, but
that's so inappropriate.
Comets are the leftover remains from a black hole, which we know they're not, obviously. But it's an interesting thought. We know that comets and asteroids are based off of collisions in the universe from different matter that have created and formed a boulder.
Yeah.
That's apparently there's one flying at us right now that's supposed to hit us by 2050.
Well, we got an increased percentage rate too.
Yeah, doing from 1.9 to 2.3. I'll take those.
Dude, we got like a 1 in 48 chance of this shit hitting us now.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Right, dude, I'm ready. I'm gonna sit on my front porch like every Texan during the tornado. I'm like, woo! Let's go, Sally. Let's do this. I'm ready. Dude, I'm going to see this thing like just coming through the atmosphere. I'm like, you ain't got shit on me, motherfucker.
Did you ever see that?
I'm from Texas. Everything's bigger here. Look at my balls. You got nothing on me, dude.
You don't tell me what to do down here in the South. There ain't no asteroid coming.
There ain't no asteroid out there. I told you stop saying that.
You know, we joke about that, but they put a movie out called Don't Look Up about an asteroid coming to Earth and everybody being like, there's no asteroid. We can't see it.
And they knew it was coming the whole time and they lied just so they didn't ensue panic and they could just go hide in their bunkers. Yeah. Now, I'm going to drop one more knowledge nugget about dark energy. This is the evidence of dark energy that they have surmised. Supernova observations.
That's my dog.
Yeah, they observed a supernova in 1998, and it was an exploding star. It went supernova, it exploded. But it went dimmer far faster than it should have. Like the light, it dimmed out. They knew exactly how far away it was because they were able to see where it was and they were able to measure it based off of everything else. They knew exactly where it was because they had other points of reference that were actually farther out that they've observed relativity between there and here.
Do they have an explanation for why it went so dim?
Yeah, suggesting that the universe's expansion is speeding up.
Whoa.
Yep.
Hold on.
That's what because apparently that is not just the only thing that they have observed. Ever since then, they've seen 2 other instances of similar things.
I don't think I was fucking existentially mentally ready for this episode.
Oh, dude, you're good. We're good.
The universe is speeding up.
You're going to go to sleep. You're going to wake up dead. It's cool. You won't even feel a thing, dude. Just kidding. You're going to feel everything, dude.
Oh, no.
Your atoms are going to tear apart.
I'm not going to Thanos snap? Damn it.
Well, I mean, you never know. What if that's what happens when you come in contact with it? Just like...
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Something's wrong. I'm around inside him. Never mind. I'm not going to make the joke, dude. I'm not going to make the joke. So anyways, let's let's jump into. Oh, that's the other thing. Sorry, there is actually some really important information on what I just explained.
Oh hell yeah.
This plays into it. So, the role of dark energy. So dark energy is what expands the universe. If our dark energy was not there, the universe would not expand.
Dark energy is
Mhm.
what expands the universe. Yeah. I talked about that
Yeah,
briefly.
because dark energy is stretching space itself.
Yeah, that's it's
Mhm.
the glue, and that's what's pushing us apart as well.
Yep. And it's making
Oh, no.
galaxies move far away from each other faster over time.
I wonder if there's like a limit to the length that they can go. Because if you take like silly putty and
So
you
what
pull
you're
it
s-
apart forever, it snaps.
So what you're saying is our galaxy's on a safety line. And it's like gum. And it's stretching. And it's
Yeah.
gonna go boop. And then we're gonna go
Yeah.
into the void where it's pure chaos. Oh, we're all dead, guys.
We'll be long gone by then.
Aliens would have come already and harvested us or whatever the fuck they want. Reptilians. They want our blood and our babies.
Or we'll go through
Isn't that what they say nowadays?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Or we'll go through the Taurus and just be recycled again.
Oh, I don't want to go through that again, dude. It was so overwhelming the last time. Dude, I fought my way out of the womb as a kid. I don't want to have to deal with that shit. That's a whole other ball game, dude.
Not the universal womb.
Let's just say there's no kicking your way out of that one. Like,
well,
before you can kick the ribs,
we
you
can
know,
nuke
be
it.
like, yo, it's time. Let me the fuck out.
just drop some nukes on that boy.
Drop some nukes.
Drop
in
the
there, dude.
bomb on me,
You know what,
baby.
If initiating 2 nuclear bombs at the north and southern hemispheres of Mars would kickstart it, nukes would work just fine.
I think so.
We got this.
That's what I
You know what? A nuke fixes everything. You know what fixes everything? Just shoot it. Dude, solved.
That's the American way,
That's
brother.
everyone shoot first. Come right at us. Like, dude, solved.
I mean, you can ask
problem.
Bert and Elmo at that Iraqi Sesame Street video.
Oh God, please, if anyone has not seen it yet, one of the things that USAID was funding irresponsibly was using 20 million?
Yeah.
It was like $20 million to fund Sesame Street in Iraq, and I got to watch the video of what they are making, and it's Bert. But yeah, it's Bert and Elmo dressed up as
Jihadists.
jihadists. Literally puppets, everyone going
With machine guns.
like that,
It's amazing.
shooting at American forces, and every time it shows the American forces, it straight up switches to like actual war
Just
footage,
B-roll
like
footage,
real
yeah.
footage. Like the thing is, it's actually hilarious when you watch it because they're puppets being extremely eccentric, and they're like, "Ah!" like just like hobbling like this everywhere. It's like something out of Team America World Police.
It's very silly. I
It's like
liked it.
watching the puppets there when they're like trying to fight each other and they're just like moving the puppet arms. It's just like that. Anyways, let's get back on topic. So I want to say one other thing. So here I have a comparison. I made a comparison chart of dark matter versus dark energy. So you guys can all like see, kind of like just hear the difference split down the middle. So the effect. So dark matter, the effect of it is it pulls things together. Dark energy pushes things apart. Now, dark matter has a 20% presence in the universe. Dark energy has a 68% presence it is 68% of the universe. Hence, the 95%, everybody. That's insane, dude.
Yeah,
It's important to know. 95%. So you ever get a 95% grade on a test or something? Just know you're dark matter, bro.
and dark energy.
And dark energy. Ooh, you are like a warlock, man, or a wizard, or what's the term for
Warlock.
for the women's? Is a witch?
Yeah.
You guys got lame names. You guys got the name that everyone like goes, you know, like.
Warlock's also
You hear a
for
warlock
woman.
and you're like, dude, that's badass. What kind of cool shit can you do?
Warlock's also for a woman.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like. I always thought that it was like split. I don't. I'm not into that shit. But whatever.
I love that shit.
All I know is wizards. From
We
Lord of the
can
Rings.
ask Ryan Cisco, our author friend. He'll know.
He'll know. He's an author. He knows things.
He's an author.
He has a great imagination. So now dark matter, it interacts with gravity only interacts with that. Dark energy interacts with space itself. Dark matter, the evidence, galaxy rotation, lensing, and structure formation. Dark energy is universe expansion, supernova observations, and other stars of that nature. things of that nature. Now, the theoretical explanation for both of these is dark matter, WIMPs, axions, neutrinos, black holes. Dark energy is cosmological constant, quintessence, modified gravity. That is for dark energy.
What the hell is quintessence?
I don't know. There's a lot of words in my research that I had to look up a lot because I had never heard the definition of. So I don't remember. I'll be honest. I don't remember. There's a lot of science in this when I was doing my research that if you don't do this as like a
Quintessence are from Transformers. I know that.
That's tight. That's tight, dude. Autobot. Oh fuck. Autobots are real, dude. Man, that's lame.
That's what Tesla's
I'd rather have
trying
the
to create.
Kmart Great Value brand or something.
We already have that. We have Teslas. The Tesla bot.
Ouch. Take the oops. You'll never get a job with Tesla. Not anymore.
My name's not Big Ball. I can't do it.
I can't believe they put that on the news. Big balls. Oh, it's great. Anyways, so that's that. So let's jump into the stuff. So are dark matter and dark energy related? Let's ask that question because this is kicking everything off to get into the juice, the tea, the good stuff, the crumpets, bong and a crepe.
Bong and a boots.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm talking about. Anyways, so
Smoking a pancake. So we briefly talked about black holes and dark energy, dark matter. So I did a really quick cursory look. I asked ChatGPT, asked a few things real quick because I don't have time to research it. But they said that they have thought about it. They don't have definitive evidence, but the event horizon effect. Black holes are known to absorb all forms of energy that enter the event horizon. If dark energy behaves like a quantum field permeating space, these theories suggest that it could contribute to the total energy inside of a black hole, although they've never observed it. So they're saying if dark energy is everywhere, it's inside of a black hole as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's the thing.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, well, one of the when it comes to like are dark matter and dark energy related? Well, I mean, like some theories kind of suggest that dark matter and dark energy could be two sides of the same like fundamental like phenomenon or coin. Like you can't have one without the other. So
correct.
You got the heads and the tails.
The yin and the yang.
Yep, they have to be together to balance. And if one of them becomes too much than the other, that's a cataclysmic universal proportion level shit.
That explains
Like,
why
that's-
that southern the southern space skyline that we know of has a growing dark energy spot.
Mhm.
The one that I mentioned earlier that's all pink, that one is growing. It's consistently always getting bigger.
Yeah. Well, so here some of the possibilities for are they related? Well, one is unified field theory, and pretty much saying that like dark energy could be, an unseen force related to dark matter's properties, and then there's like the dark fluid model possibility that they talk about, which is instead of two separate things, dark matter and dark energy could be different phases of the same substance.
I don't understand that.
Like saying that in one stage, like it's always in a different stage. Like how things progress in time or whatever. So basically, it starts out as one of them and then turns into the other.
That's fascinating.
Over time. That's what they think. Which, in a way, I think that out of all the theories, I feel like that would kind of make the most sense. I mean, granted, I'm not a scientist by any means.
That's how.
Just from reading it, it does sound like that would make sense.
That's how most
given the
things come
things.
around, right? So you start as energy and then you turn into something, right?
Yep.
So that's potentially how humans are born too, right?
Yep. And that's how we know dark energy becomes dark matter because they both have the word dark in front. It went from dark energy to dark matter. Never lost its first name. It just got married.
Oh,
Got a new last name.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Lame.
We had a good thing going there.
I got married in the cosmic level of the universe. That's
I'm
lame.
gonna start calling my wife Dark Matter. Hey, Dark Matter, calm down.
Dude, if I was a black dude and I was in porn, I'd be like, my porn name is Dark Matter.
Dark Energy.
Dude, I got that dark matter with that dark energy.
Ooh.
Oh, DME, bro. Oh, DME. Yeah. Anyways,
You
back
lost.
to you, Bill.
You lost me. You know, Ben, we've talked about this. You got to stop calling me Bill. I don't know who this Bill fella is.
I do. It's you.
We all know my name is Evan. Bill is a nobody.
Bill is a nobody. He is. He's very much a nobody.
Bill's a nobody. Dark energy
Yeah.
is something. It is completely enveloping our universe, and it's what keeps us all together. I wonder if we will ever find out what it truly is, and if we can able to actually harness it for power. It is all around us, and it is consistently destroying itself and
Yeah.
taking over everything at all times. So potentially, it will reach us and eat us.
Yeah. So let's talk about the creation and destruction and gravity,
Of gravity?
Yeah,
Hell
all of it, all
Hell
of
yeah.
it.
Hell yeah.
because it just goes right into it. Because I'm literally about to read one little bit on destruction and creation, and then it goes right into gravity, all in one, because it's all intertwined. So let's talk about the constructive force throughout pretty much the universe and the history of it that like they kind of understand so far. And so basically like without basically where is it? Okay. Basically dark matter provided the what you could just call it gravitational type seeds, right? Seeds that allowed normal matter to clump together and form the first stars and galaxies. So like their viewpoint is that without dark matter, cosmic structures as we know them would never have merged.
What?
Which means we wouldn't have merged. As one, there can be only one. Highlander.
Obi-Wan.
Anyways, so now dark matter halos, I mentioned them earlier, but we're going to talk about them a little bit more in depth now. So before galaxies formed, massive clouds of dark matter known as halos gathered basically in these earlier stages of the universe. These halos provided the gravitational, basically like the foundation for baryonic, or also known as normal, just so you know. That was a word I had to write up. I put that note next to my thing to know it was meant normal. Baryonic matter to coalesce and form galaxies. So that is what that's a little bit more detail on the dark matter halos, right? Now, there's star formation in dark matter, which the intense gravitational pull of dark matter influenced how gas clouds collapsed, triggering the nuclear fusion process, which this led to the birth of the first stars, supposedly, is what it's looking like, what they're seeing evidence-wise. Let me pull up this deal here. So so now let's get into like kind of like the cosmic web of everything. So dark matter's blueprints. You ever heard of that?
I have not.
Yeah, I haven't either. So just kidding. So
until right now.
So dark matter forms basically like this giant intricate cosmic web, and which is a vast network of like filaments stretching across billions of light years, essentially. These filaments act as cosmic highways, which channel gas and matter into basically dense regions where galaxies take shape. Yeah. Without dark matter's gravitational framework, the universe would basically be a featureless soup of particles.
Whoa.
That's what they're saying, is it would be a featureless soup of particles, devoid of the breathtaking cosmic structures we observe today, and we would not exist. Like, because how would we? We would just be... We'd be that goo we hear about the like the early stages of life that they try to say how we came from monkeys. And they're like, before that, you came from this one thing and you just like slugged your way up on the beach, bro. How do you know it was a beach back then, bro? If that was different then too, how do you know a beach was real? Well, hey, these are real questions to ask, you know what I mean? Anyways, that was a joke. But the point is that they basically say that we would basically be this featureless soup of imagine like SpaghettiOs. Just without the O's.
And then the dark matter,
You know?
the dark matter, dark energy touches it, and that creates existence.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
I'm getting there. It was just saying that if it didn't exist, we would be that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's it. That's all.
There's a lot of conspiracies going around that dark energy is what brings out the other realms in our existence.
I heard that too.
Once it... Think Venom from
Nice. Hell
Spider-Man,
yeah,
right?
dude. I'll be an Eddie Brock in this world.
That if the dark matter were to envelop your person, you would then become something different. The evolution of man is what people refer to it as sometimes,
Yeah.
which I find fascinating.
That is
So
super
if we
fascinating.
are the goop of the universe and dark matter were to touch us,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that would do for us.
I don't know, but you lost me at goo. I don't
Well,
want goo
that's what you
touching
were just
me.
talking about. That we're goop.
I know it's a symbiote's different though, but it kind of isn't. That'd
No,
be
it's
gross.
not.
That'd be gross.
I wonder if dark matter, dark matter. God, sorry everybody. I can't speak today. I don't know what's going on. But dark energy, dark matter. God, has like a viscosity or a thickness to it. I wonder if it's just like air or if it's dense.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
I want to go walk around in it.
Oh.
I
I want to go walk around in it, guys.
wanna
We
go-
want to go walk in the dark energy. Of
I want to
the
go jump in it,
universe.
dude. It sounds crazy.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's talk about something real quick. What do you think the role of dark matter in the death of stars plays a role?
So, based on the research
Mhm.
around CERN and how they're trying to find out, I really believe it is creation.
Mhm.
It is destruction to create. Simply put.
Yeah. So, well, let me read this thing and see if it lines out with what you said. So,
Camera.
oh yeah, my bad. So, dark matter may contribute to star deaths in several ways. Some theories suggest that dark matter particles may accumulate inside stars, altering their fusion process and potentially leading to premature stellar collapse. That's the theory.
Interesting.
Mainly due to observations that they made, showing essentially kind of like dark matter anomalies happening around dying stars that all of a sudden then started to die. And when I say anomaly, it's small traces of
So
it.
it's like the evil demonic entity of the universe.
I don't know. This is just what I was reading about. This is just what I researched, and that's what I took from it. So it's just like, okay, so you basically potentially observe something what you think was dark matter around this star or whatever, and then all of a sudden after it was like you saw these small little anomalies of it near it. All of a sudden the anomalies were like basically gone because they went inside the star, and then the star died prematurely.
So we know, right?
So we know. Now, granted, you have to remember something also, everyone, is that, obviously there's a lot of scrutiny around scientists right now for a lot of different things. This more than likely may be one of them too. But I will say this, is that, these people are only, the people who are trying to be honest about their research and their work they do in the science community, like, they're limited. They're only able to, it's like, imagine you trying to figure out what some intricate thing is from 10 miles away with a telescope or like just a regular scope optic that you hold up to your eye like this that can only see about 2.5 miles clearly. And then after that, it starts to get grainier,
Wow.
harder to see, and then it gets to this point.
Yeah, because it's empty. It's void of existence, right?
Yep.
So I've on a different little tangent, I found an article that suggests that the particles inside of dark matter weigh the same as a human cell. Which suggests to me that it's alive.
Why would you think that? No, we'll just say curiosity.
Well, because
what was your logic of thinking
the human cell is alive, right? So it's continuously growing and reforming. If you cut your skin, then it regrows. Same concept with dark matter is that it's consistently moving.
Mm-hmm.
I guess alive would be a loose term.
Yeah,
but
it's a very loose term. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
But more of like it's constantly doing and growing, and yeah, I think it's fascinating.
Yeah, that is fascinating.
I guess it's a science article that says it suggests. So they don't really know. Nobody truly knows. But it's just a fascinating little concept that they think that it weighs the same as a human cell.
Yeah, and
which is heavy.
Well, when it comes to the role of the dark matter in the death of stars, they also propose, this is a proposition. It's not saying they know this for a fact. They propose that interactions with dark matter could indirectly lead to supernova, some of the most powerful destructive events in the universe. So, which would kind of make sense because dark matter, if it does it does play the role that they think it plays, and especially from that video I saw of that shit going on, of it zooming in on it, showing this weird reaction happening. Apparently, that reaction was so intense, it's like a bazillion nuclear bombs. Like imagine our largest and most dense and heaviest and most gut wrenching nuke, and multiply it by like 1,000,000.
That's awesome.
Like, so when it comes to
I can't.
that side of things, I could see that how they would, propose that idea. I really could because of just seeing that video. Like, it's insane. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying. I just keep saying awesome because I can't think of any other word to describe the extraordinarily large concept of dark matter, dark energy. It is literally awesome. Like, it's truly baffling. I found so many just brief conversations and brief forum sort of talks about how dark matter works. Different scientists coming out saying their concepts. There was one that I just found because I was looking into black holes and the collapse of them all, right? And one says that dark matter does not collapse into black holes because it has non-gravitational interference to radiate energy and cool down. So it has no gravity, but it also interacts with gravity. It steals gravity from other things.
Oh, yeah,
which is crazy, right? So that's why all these different objects, like a supernova or a planet or anything like that, that touches it, completely just dissolves and decimates.
Annihilates itself. Yeah. I mean, that would make sense. Theoretically speaking, if going off of what we're hopefully understanding here, because this is like above my pay grade.
Yes,
in a lot of ways. But hey, so dark matter and gravity, though, that also is part of the architectural, like the unseen architect that I laid out about dark matter and dark energy at the beginning, because basically it is the invisible gravitational influence. So the presence of dark matter is inferred through gravitational effects rather than direct detection.
What?
Yeah, so some of the strongest events come from galaxy rotation curves, hence why I brought that up, because that's where you can see it. So that's where they can see the dark matter and all that stuff, the halos.
God, it's just so much.
Yeah,
it's so much.
I know it's so much. It's actually really advanced information, and I'm doing my best to try to understand it, and also sound wicked smart.
Yeah, we're wicked smart.
Wicked smart,
wicked angelic.
But now the thing is that sorry, I lost my place. Where'd it go? Okay, so I had said that, through the strongest evidence comes from galaxy rotation curves. Well, according to Newtonian mechanics, stars at the edges of galaxies should orbit more slowly than those near the center. Now, when I first was reading about that on the gravity side of things, that made me pose two things in my head. Either A, that is directly like Newtonian mechanics is just wrong, right? Like they're just wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it doesn't apply.
Same thing with
the
the theoretical physics with Albert Einstein, right?
Yeah. So it's like either they're wrong, or they just don't understand it.
Which is
probably both.
More likely, we don't understand it.
Yeah, I think it's all of it.
Yeah.
I think it's just like we're wrong and we don't understand it. Because how can you be right about something that's so fucking far away, and you want to sit here and tell like the world is like, this is what it is. We know it for a fact. I don't know, bitch. You been there? Just saying, because I hear a lot of things on the news about this country over here, and then I go there and I find out that ain't fucking true.
That's right.
So, and you guys can go there and you're wrong. So you're going to tell me that this is for a fact? That's where I have to like pull myself back, because there are some scientists in the community that say this is a fact when it is not. There is not evidence to support that is truly 120% a fact across the board.
My favorite thing that I came across is the fact that dark energy, dark matter, as we have touched on a few times, is like a halo around universes and galaxies. So there's one theory that we are a giant tube, and around the tube is what's holding us all together, is dark energy and dark matter around that, forcing all of these things that have gravity together,
Yeah.
which then accelerates them further because it's like, imagine you're being squoze. You're going to want to separate further and further apart. So that's the concept that they're bringing to light, is that dark energy, dark matter is always closing in around us and trying to take us over. Therefore, we're being pushed away from each other at rapid, faster speeds,
Yeah.
which is very cool to me. I just really want to know. I hope in the next like 10 years or so, we actually figure out what dark energy and dark matter are made of and used for. Because if we can use this energy to jettison our civilization to faster and better experiences, I would be all here for it.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just posted into the chat. I know there's a slight delay in our live stream. I think it's like 5 or 10 seconds. But I just posted in there for the next like 5-ish, maybe 10 minutes tops. We're gonna dial back a little bit and leave the channel open for anyone to call in if they want to talk about it or anything we've talked about on this. If you have any questions, or if there's something you know about in like just in this topic genre that may be playing a role into dark matter, dark energy, just anything to do with it. Or if you just want to call and say, "Yo, what's up?" Call and say, "Yo, what's up?"
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool.
Give us a ring.
It's cool, dude. But yeah, so I'm gonna keep continuing.
Are you enjoying the shit show of our U.S. government right now?
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
I know there's a lot of individuals out there that are butthurt and upset that our government is being torn apart, which is, well, honestly, probably for the better.
Yeah, at this
Because
point.
they are literally stealing money from us and just trying to line their own pockets and New World Order type of shit, right?
Yeah, line their own pockets while also putting the American people last.
Yeah. I mean, we're funding
straight up.
most countries around the world with our own taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
Why should I have to pay for it? I don't
How
know.
they're trying to
I don't want
find
to be
out.
buying somebody else's groceries most of the time. Why should I be buying their education?
Yeah, no crap.
So
Yeah, no crap.
I don't know, man. It's a wild time. It's a lot of fun. There's been a lot of news going around, a lot of things going on, and it's hard to follow and hard to stay sane in the whole scheme of it all, right?
Mhm.
You just got to take a deep breath, step back, and realize that it's going to end.
No, I'm I know a lot of people are upset, but you know what? The only people who are upset about what's going on with the USAID, and by the way, we only have like I'm gonna give like 2 more minutes.
Dude, USAID ain't even the biggest part of all this. They're
Well, I
gonna-
know. I'm saying what I was talking about is that everyone's freaking out. It's mainly the politics.
What
all
I
the
was going to say here
politicians.
soon is
Mhm.
take a deep breath, relax, because it's going to get way worse.
And
The ride's about to get a lot bumpier. Take a deep breath.
it's gonna be awesome though.
They're about to be uncovering all sorts of shit. They're going to be diving into the Pentagon?
Pentagon.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what it's about to be,
the
dude.
DOD, the Consumer Bureau, everything. It's about to be a wild fucking ride.
Yeah, it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm gonna be watching, reading along.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully Hopefully they remove the income tax because that would be sweet.
Well, before we start getting back into the topic, one other thing is that all right. So people were wondering. So I've been seeing a lot of people saying that the New Jersey drone crisis thing was a complete distraction.
It's still going on.
I believe it was a distraction to some extent, but the fact that it's still going on and there's still people posting it up and they're real videos, they're not, there's live streams of it. Even though it's still going on, there's one thing. But you know what I noticed happened when the New Jersey drone crisis started going hardcore? They stopped talking about Diddy.
Yes, they did. Yes, they really did.
How convenient. They all just stopped talking about Diddy and all that stuff. And then because I think the reason, if they were using it as a distraction for that or something, basically what was going on with the Diddy thing was bringing up the Epstein shit again pretty fucking hard. And that was taking the forefront. And then all of a sudden the New Jersey drone crisis happened and everyone got sucked into that. And everyone stopped talking about Epstein and Diddy and all that crap. I have not heard a thing about Diddy in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. I heard nothing.
Since January 13th, that was the most recent article
It's
about it.
quite interesting, that isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but those articles like slowly stopped showing up in my feed,
Yeah, absolutely.
and it just got convoluted with the New Jersey drone crisis. Even though I wasn't even searching for that shit, even on other platforms, I wasn't even searching for it, and that's all that was showing up. I couldn't find anything about Congress stuff. Even the election campaign stuff. The only thing that was popping in my feed was Kamala crap
And drones.
and drones, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Kamala. Get that bitch out of here. Like, and her horse lover, you know, and the in the New Jersey drone crisis, stuff that was happening, like between the two. That's all that was popping up. Anyways, let's move away from that crap. Let's get back into the details of dark matter.
Yeah, I just wanted to have a little brief segue here.
I was trying to give an opportunity, but no one called. It's okay. We don't judge you guys.
I do.
I do. Too.
Wait.
I just lied. See how well
that's
easy
a
that was?
bold-faced lie.
Like, for instance, right now, I'm telling you the truth. You're a nice person, and I appreciate you. Just kidding.
There's a
was
mirror
a
right in
lie.
front of him.
This guy gets it. He does.
He's
Anyways.
looking in a mirror, everybody.
Hell yeah, I am, dude. Oh, there's my mirror over there. I'm sorry. So, I know we were talking about Newtonian mechanics, saying that like those, that galaxies should orbit more slowly than those near the center. Now observations show that stars orbit at unexpectedly high speeds, suggesting an unseen mass. Dark matter is, basically providing extra gravitational pull. Now, this unseen mass extends beyond the visible boundaries of galaxies, forming vast dark matter halos that hold galaxies together. It's insane, man.
It's the glue.
There's so much.
It's the glue.
It is the glue, and I think it's more than just glue.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's like it definitely, you can say it's glue, like a form of glue to a degree. But there's a lot more going. I feel like it doesn't hit the. I don't know what to use as an analogy besides glue, but it's definitely more than that.
it's hard to describe what this truly is because there's a lot of information about it, but it's all speculative, right? It's all this could be this or this could be that, or it could be a demonic entity taking over our universe that we need to combat. Called the Galactic Federation to swoop in and combat the dark energy taking over the realm.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, nobody truly knows what it is. That's what it comes down to being so bothersome, right? The beautiful universe that we live in that we need to be taking care of and looking at and experimenting with.
Mm-hmm.
If there is an entity or energy or an object that is destroying it, we should probably figure out what it is pretty fast. Because if it gets to us and to our galaxy or neighboring galaxies, who knows what will actually happen? Imagine if it hits the Andromeda galaxy and it launches all sorts of shit at us.
Yeah.
Ah, man, I don't know. I'm speculating here. I'm spiraling.
I know. And then, I almost hit that thing.
You done did it.
Yeah, I did. So let's talk about real quick where to go. Where to go? I just was looking at it. Where to go?
This mic is so sensitive, it's picking up my nose breathing.
Okay, there it is. So the role of dark matter in large-scale structure formations. That was what I wanted to get at. So dark matter's gravity pulls ordinary matter basically into like this vast filamentary structures stretching across like the whole universe, and then these filaments intersect at massive gravitational wells. You ever heard of that?
I have.
Yeah, so they intersect at those, and then the galaxy clusters start to form inside this gravitational well. That happens. None of it makes sense to me.
So
because the question is like, well, how did that gravitational well get there? Because that's where my question is. Because if dark matter and dark energy, with all these different theories that they have kind of just out there from the science community about it, well, if it's also potentially what makes gravity function, the wells that are in the center, is it that dark matter is forming is it because this is where things get a little weird, Because it's like, okay, are you saying that the gravitational well is in the center of the dark matter halo?
Yes.
And then that's creating the gravitational well.
Yes.
And then, boom, voila,
Yes.
with all the filaments, and then starts creating the stuff.
I think that's exactly what they're saying.
That's what I took from it. But if you guys read into this, I know that you'll come across stuff that like someone put in layman's terms or this. Be careful with that, because I've seen some people put in layman's terms in some of my research, and I realized they were fucking wrong.
They're way wrong. Yes,
they were
they're
way wrong. They tried to dumb it down to make it more ingestible for like just the average person, and they completely did it wrong. And I was like, well, then I'm above average, guys, because I saw right through your bullshit. No, I'm just kidding. That's not the case. They were dumber than me, and that's not hard to do.
So have you heard of the Aether?
Oh,
So-
no, that's not easy to do.
What?
Be dumber than me.
It is pretty easy.
No, I'm just kidding. It's not hard.
Look at a toddler.
Yeah.
So I want you to get rid of your logic brain here, because we've been talking logically, scientifically,
Mhm.
thinking inside of the box that we have here, that the constraints of our basic research has been given us.
Mhm.
Have you heard of the Aether before?
The ether?
No, Aether.
Yeah. So Aether.
Yeah, Aether.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I don't know much about it.
So there's a lot of theories here, like discussing that the electric magnetic fields and electric magnetic waves are propagating and are necessary for a medium. So we have all these waves, electromagnetic fields being pushed around us at all time. There's a theory that we once had this technology and this power, and we used dark energy, dark matter,
Mm-hmm.
to give us this energy, which is the Aether, which is what you can absorb to give you healing properties and power. So they would.
Is that like going into like the Tesla thing? How he's pulling things from
Absolutely,
the air?
it is.
Oh, dude.
So that's exactly what it's going into, and also the Tartarian concept as well. So they had future technology, future power, 0 point energy, and so on and so forth. The concept that I ran into on the fringe, looking into this, is that Aether is taking dark energy and turning it into power. That, I don't know if you've noticed throughout the episode, I've talked about how can we use it, how can we take advantage of dark matter, and it kept a few times. It took me to Aether, the Aether, which is a conspiratorial power which people have found a way to use it, which is based through electronic waves, through Tesla coils and things of that like as well. Think plasma cannons. So that's where my brain is starting to go.
Interesting.
The fact that
That's really interesting.
well, yes. So think portals, right? So
Yeah.
that's how you would use the theory of electromagnetic dynamic fields to create the Aether.
Yeah. So, interesting.
Yeah.
That's
So-
very cool.
Yeah. Oh, I love it because it's everywhere around us, right? Dark
Yeah.
matter, dark energy. It's enveloping everything that we do, much
Yeah.
like gravity. So if you can get away from gravity, then you are
Mhm.
then touching into the Aether, as they refer to it as.
Yeah.
I love that concept.
It's insane to think about.
And there
In a
are
way.
old books from like 1750 and 1800s
Mhm.
that talk about using the Aether for ultimate power, ultimate efficiency.
I love how they don't talk about it now. How did they know about
That's
it
the whole
then?
idea, right?
Very interesting.
They
You
can't
know,
make money off it.
Well, what I find another really weird thing, and it doesn't necessarily go with that, but well, it does. I'm going to play on what you just said real quick, and this is going to move away. I'm going to take away the dark matter aspect for a second. So on Nikolai Tesla, right? He's pulling stuff from the atmosphere, and let's say it is dark energy, and he's pulling it through the Aether. Well, when I was doing my research into a few different things. One of them was the Tartarian, when we talked about Tartaria and stuff like that. When I was doing some research, there were people that believe that the Egyptian pyramids are remnants of the Tartarian civilization, and they think they are the ones who built them because of how when you're inside of them and all the hieroglyphs talking about like kind of showing a light bulb as if there's like they're pulling power or doing something like as if it's like a nuclear power plant going out to the top. And so they were proposing that same concept, only what Nikolai Tesla was doing with the Aether, only with the pyramids. And they were doing it in large quantities because they were using the why the pyramid's shaped like that. Because if you think of anything in nature that is prism shaped,
Yeah.
tends to have some significant value.
That goes back to the CIA
Mhm.
document that I briefly mentioned with the
And
Japanese
I'm not saying that they
fellow.
were right about the Tartarian thing with the Egyptians. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that was the theory of things I came across.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
I wanted to make sure to state that. I didn't want people to think like, oh, you're saying this, you're spreading misinformation. It's like, no, I'm reading someone else's theory. I'm just saying this is what some people think.
And for
That's it.
YouTube out there, this is all for entertainment purposes.
Yeah, fuck you,
entertainment purposes
YouTube.
only.
You rude
Because
buttholes.
we keep getting banned and
Videos taken down.
over and over again. So you briefly talked about the gravitational lensing, right?
Mhm.
How it's the phenomenon where light from a distant object is bent and distorted by the gravity of a massive object between the light source and the observer.
Mhm.
So that is where the aether begins, is what people think. This is where the studies find everything.
Well, what if it's like, what if there's like, because there is strong and weak lensing effects. So, is that based off of like a strong lensing effect or a weak?
Both.
That's-
It would be both,
both at
because
the same time?
well, if it's a light, then you're gonna have if it's lighter gravitational lensing, then you're gonna have less of a dark matter, dark energy effect. But if the heavier you are, the more attracted the dark energy is to it. That's the theory that people are proposing. Sorry, everybody. I'm telling you, my voice is my brain is not
Well,
working
here,
right today.
let's explain gravitational lensing a little bit more in depth so people actually understand what you're
absolutely.
talking about. So,
It's like a giant sheet, and then you put a ball in the center, and there's a light going at it, and it bends that light around it based upon the weight of the object.
yeah, and the reason why gravitational lensing is involved with the concept and the topic of dark matter is because since dark matter does not emit light, like we have said a few different times, scientists basically solely rely on gravitational lensing to study its presence. That's what they rely on to study it. And gravitational, which you already talked about why it occurs. You already said that. We already talked about the strong and weak lensing effects. I brought that up. But here's an example. I do have an example of it. I made sure to have that. Bullet cluster, a collision of two galaxy clusters.
Yep.
So basically, that shows dark matter being separated from ordinary matter due to gravitational lensing, proving that dark matter behaves differently from baryonic matter, which is also known as normal matter. Just baryonic means normal. So, separate from normal matter. So,
Scary.
dude, everything about it, like if you really submerge your brain in this and like really think about your place in the universe and how you're like literally you're cosmic dust on the ass crack of our never-ending, expanding, rotationing, whatever universe, right? The idea that any of this is correct, one wrong adjustment that naturally happens could turn us into a giant fucking cosmic bowl of soup, bro. like we're like for instance, you never know. What if you sneezed? What if you sneezed in the wrong place where there are certain elements in place that somehow maybe had an effect?
Well, that brings around like the
I know that was a
butterfly.
joke. That was a joke. Obviously, that's not the case. But you know what I mean. There's a lot of people sneezing all over the place, and we don't have problems.
Well, I mean,
You know?
who's to say that a sneeze doesn't create the butterfly effect? That in that universe, it absolutely melts, and now we boom pop into another one.
What if you're an astronaut? What if you sneeze in your capsule outside of our solar system, like way out there, and your little sneeze was out, like you're not supposed to be sneezing, and you're not even supposed to be in that capsule out
If
there.
you come in space, do you go backwards?
Evan came untethered from the space station. Nah, dude, I got this. Zip. You better have that heater. You better have that heater on in there because my dick's cold.
I mean, honestly, if you
You
come,
know what? You know why are you going into this? We're not this inappropriate.
well, you
We gotta be mature because if you start doing it, I'm gonna get amped up and I'm gonna get real raunchy.
hey, well, you were talking about burping, right?
I got
What
a
were you
C
talking
word at the top of
about?
my head. I got the C word at the front of my head, dude. All I want to say is CUN alphabetical
See you
letter
next Tuesday.
that's over there. Yeah. I want to say it so bad.
But you were just talking about burping, right, or breathing? What were we talking about?
I don't know. You were talking about jizzing your way back to the space station or something. Like, I don't even know what to do with you right now.
I mean, I mean, whenever you come, you produce 100 miles per hour speed, right? So I mean, the to think about it, you would be pushed back.
Bro, that means every time I make coitus.
How fast do
That's
you
true.
come?
Dude, all right, that's enough. I can't. Basically, you're saying that you're throwing a pitcher's fastball inside that box every damn time, dude. No wonder chicks get pregnant. It's getting shot in there like 100 miles per hour. Oh my god. You know what, dude? We're done. I'm moving on from this. Come on.
It's
Come on, man.
25 meters a second. That's fast as hell, dude.
Damn. The power is within. You have it the whole time. Oh my god. So anyways, let's go. So dark energy and gravity. They kind of pose this as like a cosmic battle. No, Evan. Stop it.
You gotta go fast.
No, we gotta go
Call me
fast.
Sonic.
Oh my god, I can't stand it. We all already know Tails is faster than Sonic. That's why his last name is MPH, Tails miles per hour. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but his last name is MPH.
Nerd
from
alert.
Sega Genesis.
Nerd
baby.
alert.
Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sonic 3. And then there's Sonic and Knuckles, and it's dual cartridge. You can stick it on top. Boom, now you got Sonic 3 and Knuckles. What's up? I play video games.
Which
From
one?
old school ones.
Which
Anyways,
one? Which one of these Sonic people would you want as a pet?
Probably Tails because he's smart and useful. Sonic just screws things
I
up.
want
after
Shadow as mine.
We're talking about newer stuff. Anyway, get back on topic here. So, God, I hate you so much right now. So, dark energy and gravity, the cosmic battle. That's how they pose it. They look at it as like a cosmic battle. So, the discovery of dark energy's effects on gravity in the 1990s. Oh, well, we already talked about the supernova. I forgot. I already read that note.
We got to call in the Galactic Federation to take care of that.
Oh, bro. They already know.
No, they definitely already know.
They are the dark matter, dude.
Well, now
they're
we're
just disguising themselves.
Now we're talking. See, now we're talking
Yeah,
business.
dude,
Is that where the
it.
war happened?
Is that, remember that Mad Angelic bro that was on our countdown? That alien, the Dr. Stephen Greer, was like, look at this alien. It's like,
so dumb. So dumb. So
I
dumb.
don't buy that for 2 seconds, dude. That's like something my son would make on his first try doing Photoshop. No, I don't buy it for 2 seconds. That's the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Like, look, it's floating in nothingness.
It's the alien Mad TV Stewart. Look what I can do.
Stewart. Oh. Eben.
Imagine
Isn't it Eben? Or
Eben,
Eben?
as Eben.
Yeah. Eben.
Imagine
No.
Imagine that guy, that little floating, dancing alien dude, is astronomically large. It's like
Astronomically large.
it's bigger than Jupiter floating around space doing that little funny dance.
Yeah.
That's what I like to think about.
I love it, dude. That's why we put him in there.
That's how
It's
I.
like,
Welcome to my brain, everybody.
yeah, welcome to his brain. Trying to derail us over and over here the last like 10 minutes. So let's talk about something real quick. Did you know that dark energy overpowers gravity?
I did. Well, yeah. I mean, there's more of it, right?
Did you know the scale of it?
I did not.
It's insane. It's wild. So dark energy's repulsive force only becomes significant on the largest cosmic scales. That's where it's significant. In small doses, it's nothing. But when it's all together in a more consolidated place, dude, gravity doesn't, you can't do shit.
Gravity don't belong there.
Nah, dude, dark energy just walks in and goes, here's my giant cock piece, get out of my way.
All right.
That's pretty much, hey man, you could say cum, mom can say cock piece. So you're lucky I didn't say the C word. I've been real good so far.
Isn't it cod piece?
Nah, it's their cock piece, dude. I don't know what they are equipped. It's dark energy. I don't know what it's equipped with.
That was cod. Cod piece.
I'm calling it a cock piece, dude.
I know you
Laying down the law.
hard emphasis on the k.
I know. I needed to say a derogatory term of some form without saying the C word. So
Yeah, it's codpiece.
I defaulted to cock.
Cod piece is a triangular piece that attaches to the front of a man's housing.
Nice. Okay. Anyways, so moving on. Before no one wants to listen to us anymore. I hate you so much. So such within galaxies or galaxy clusters, gravity is strong enough to overcome dark energy. But at distances spanning hundreds of millions of light years, dark energy basically stretches dominates because it's stretching space itself, which then makes gravity 100% obsolete. So when gravity works its way out there, dark energy goes, get out of here. Bad. It's basically walking around with a bell out there going, shame, 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 shame. How dare you come over here? Shame.
It's a good example.
That's essentially what it's doing. And, the more space expands, the more dark energy there is. And since we're constantly expanding, everything that's out, basically dark energy keeps coming into creation constantly.
Much like me in space.
Hell yeah, dude. Anyways, back to you, Bill.
You gotta stop calling me Bill. I don't know who this Bill guy is. That CERN is constantly looking on how to use dark energy and dark matter, right?
Yeah.
So they're slamming together these atoms and particles and trying to figure out what's going on.
They made a black hole.
So that's the theory, right? They used it and dark matter formed and it absorbed the area and created a black hole.
That's what created a rip in space and time because it affects it.
Or a portal.
Because they say that when they first powered up CERN, now this is all going into conspiracy, right? This is all conspiracy. There's no way to prove it, but the rumor mill says in the internets, everybody, in the internets. What the fuck is the internet? Into the internets.
That's what we're on right now.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I knew that. I knew it the whole time. They say that in the theory of this, that I just drew a blank.
The Large Hadron Collider.
Oh, that's what it was.
Whenever they turned it on.
So they say that when they turned it on, that is what created this fracture that took place.
Yep.
And that's why everyone's remembering different histories.
Yeah, that's the Mandela
like basically
effect, right?
like yes, that's what it plays into, is that the Mandela effect exists because they did what they did with CERN.
Mm-hmm.
And it created this fractured moment of different vibrational and energetic frequencies on a scale that is so profound, but in such a small contained spot that it's like imagine a window getting hit by like a tiny little pebble. It doesn't break the window and shatter it, and don't have a pane of glass there anymore. It hits it and then fractures it, and it's kind of like a chip in your windshield.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It hits, creates that impact crack, and then it will send other random cracks places. And if you keep driving with it, the cracks will keep forming, and that's the theory behind that.
What I find interesting, because you mentioned the Axions earlier on, CERN is actively looking for these Axions. They're looking for evidence that creates dark matter. Now, the fear here is once they create dark matter, what is the end goal? Because you can't contain it, as we see in the universe. It cannot be contained. It cannot be controlled. It is just ever enveloping and ever destroying.
Now, when you brought up Einstein's cosmological constant, did you bring that up?
I did not.
Was that involved with your document?
It is, yeah, but I didn't bring it up.
Okay. Well, I want to touch on it briefly again, real quick. Because there is I feel like it's important, because it's the connection between, they say what they're posing is the connection between dark energy and Einstein's cosmological constant. And basically it's saying that like Einstein originally proposed the cosmological constant as a force counteracting gravity to maintain a static universe, right? So after discovering that the universe was actually expanding, he abandoned the idea. Supposedly. That's what Einstein did. He abandoned it once he realized that it was constantly expanding. However, dark energy basically revived the cosmological constant narrative, because then we discovered dark energy well after the fact, and then we realize, oh shit, like his first proposition may have actually been what was before he said, oh, nope.
That's cool. I like that.
Possibly.
I like that.
We don't know for sure, but it's a proposition of an idea.
It's another hypothesis, right?
Yep. And that's what all this is really. There's a lot of that going on to try to figure things out in dark energy and dark matter. So, mathematically speaking, dark energy is often represented by a cosmological constant in Einstein's field equations, describing how it influences space-time's curvature. So basically, the key takeaway is that dark energy does not act through normal gravitational attraction. Instead, it works against it, modifying the fabric of space itself.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. Everything with dark matter and dark energy, it's like a brain. It's like someone hits your head with a brick. Like the more you read about it, because if you really try to immerse yourself and think about the profoundness of this concept and these items, and potentially their influence in our existence of everything, man, that shit gets terrifying real quick, because that one small alteration that you don't have control over, it could just be by natural occurrences. Maybe we're at the end of our universal expansion. Maybe it's collapsing. Maybe we're like close to the end of the lifespan. Who fucking knows? But like if one thing twitches, like, dude, we're a bowl of soup.
Sure hope not.
Bowl of soup, dude. I don't want to be soup.
Me either.
I remember that one movie when I was a kid, and I saw this dude get turned into a soup. I didn't want to be that soup.
I remember watching the Toxic...
Because his eyeballs rolled up into the soup, and he was like, ah!
I remember watching the Toxic Avenger, and he fell into a vat of...
Hell yeah, dude, Toxic Avenger. Yeah, that's a classic.
He fell into some radiation goop, and oof.
Yeah, that movie was hated
I
when it
love
came
that
out.
movie.
It turned into a cult classic, though.
Yes.
Dude, it's actually a really fun movie to watch. It's just really gross looking.
Oh, yes, that was the whole idea, right?
Old
That's
school props. I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Anyways, is there something you want to add in here? Because I want to talk about the fate of the universe, bro.
Yeah, go ahead.
The ultimate battle between gravity and dark energy.
I was going to talk about how the WIMPs, those weakly interacting massive particles, those WIMPs.
Freaking WIMPs.
Those are, as you said, a leading candidate for dark matter, but it'll bring apart finding the supersymmetry, or better known as sussy.
That's sus, dude.
I hate it. I hate you.
I just quote my kids right now. They're always like, that's sus.
Which would prove extra dimensions.
Oh.
So it would guarantee the fact that extra dimensions are real, because if you can find the particles and find their shadows or supersymmetry, then that would effectively give a part to a whole new dimension. So they're, while looking for WIMPs, they're also looking for simps. And it's getting real sussy.
Dude, that's some sus shit right there, dude.
Stupid. I'm sorry. It's a bad joke. But supersymmetry is a real thing. Sussy's a real thing.
Fucking simps.
It's a bad joke.
Oh, man, that was great. Now, is that what you
That's
got?
it.
Okay, cool. I'm going to throw this in here. So, all right. So, I want to end out the dark energy part. And I really want to play I want to lay out the interplay between gravity from both normal and dark matter, and dark energy will determine the universe's fate.
Oh.
So here's the first one. So the big freeze, heat death. That's what they label it.
Heat death is a known ending.
Yeah,
right?
they say if dark energy continues to dominate, the universe will expand forever. But gravity will become weaker over time, and galaxies would drift farther apart. Eventually, all stars will burn out, black holes will evaporate, and the universe will become a cold, lifeless void, because dark energy consumed everything. And then it couldn't just be the solo. It has to be a yin and yang. So at the moment, here's a reality of the situation. From what we are observing currently, it's looking like dark energy's
winning.
Slightly winning.
Oh, yeah.
A bit winning right now. But granted, you can't see everything from our point.
I'm getting tired of winning.
Yeah, we can't do. We got to lose on this one, dude. We got to lose on this one. You know what I mean? Well, but not us lose as in like it wins, like Uno reverse card. You know what I mean? So now the next one is like the big rip. So if dark energy intensifies, it could eventually overpower gravity at all scales.
Which is what it looks like it's doing.
Yeah. It looks like it's doing all of that.
That's why I mentioned it is the entropy of the universe. What entropy means the destruction of everything, right?
Mhm.
Everything has to die.
Yep.
So that I believe that dark matter, dark energy is the inevitable entropy of the universe, and that's why I relate it to the never-ending story, to where it is constantly being overthrown, and then there has to be
Mhm.
some sort of battle against it. But that's neither here nor there for this reference. But
Yeah, no, for sure. But the what was it? Sorry, in the scenario, galaxies, stars, planets, and even atoms could be literally torn apart by the accelerating expansion of space. Which they've basically borderline observed that already from those reactions I was telling you about in that video I saw, like the thing showing like all the bright colors in one spot because they had to look at it through like a different lens spectrum.
yeah,
And they're not. They don't know for sure if that's what's happening there, but they're starting to basically hypothesize potentially there's a chance of that going on right there.
what?
Yeah, seeing atoms getting torn apart because of all the destruction aspect that dark matter does and dark energy do together.
That's freaky deaky.
Yeah, and they're saying that like basically when there's something like that intensive, like in order to produce it, remember it's like 100 million nuclear bazillion bombs going off. Well, what does it take to make a nuclear bomb? You tear an atom.
Yeah, you rip atoms apart.
You rip them apart. So, I mean, the math, the kind of math's there, you know? So now the universe would end in a catastrophic disintegration, where even the fundamental fabric of space-time is shredded into nothingness.
My brother,
nothing.
my brother.
I love that idea.
I am already having an existential crisis as it is by existing. How dare you add this into my life?
Dude, I am everything, always, everything, all once. Because if there's nothing, then there's everything. It's just like the concept is that if the world was perfect, if everyone in the world was perfect, no one would be. My mic dropped, figuratively speaking, just now.
Your mic hover.
Dude, levitation. Whoa, dude.
We only got
levitation
about 10 more minutes left in the show.
We got 10.
Is there any badass shit you want to let loose and let fly? Anything you want to talk about?
Well, some people say that alternative theories suggest that dark energy is a property of gravity itself rather than a separate force.
That's the Aether concept.
Yep.
In its entirety.
Yep, that is 100% it. And then others propose that gravity may be weakening over time, explaining why dark energy appears to be growing stronger.
There's a guy
right?
On X named Chris Rothas who did an entire research paper on Aether and dark matter and how they're combined together. It is an amazing read, a little smarter than me. That's not saying much, but there's a 40-minute video you can watch that explains it all very well.
That's tight.
It's very cool.
That's tight, dude.
It's very interesting.
It is interesting. Which I'm gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah, yeah. I'll guess I can just repost it on our socials, huh?
But basically, there's two other things I want to little notes I have here. One little note, and then I kind of have like this weird kind of like conclusion I wrote for like the cosmic tug of war that's happening with dark energy and everything, or dark energy and gravity. So the last little tidbit that I have on the does dark energy affect gravity itself is basically the concept of fifth forces or extra dimensional gravity could provide new explanations linking dark energy and gravity in ways we have yet to understand, right? So that was my last little note on that part. But my little conclusion paragraph is that dark matter reinforces gravity, holding galaxies together, while dark energy fights against gravity, pulling the universe apart. So the cosmic battle will ultimately decide basically the fate of the universe. This will decide the fate of our universe.
Whether
pretty
we
much.
live or die.
Yep. And then understanding the relationship between dark matter and dark energy and gravity is like saying it's crucial is a massive, like an extreme.
It's an understatement.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But massive understatement. That doesn't even do it justice. It's it should be like the forefront of a lot of things in science.
We ain't
right
got to
now.
worry about them lizard aliens taking us and killing us. We got to worry about the universe eventually ending. Huh?
SSP's hanging out in friggin' dark energy. We already know what's going on.
I mean, yeah,
that's the anomaly they talked about, hiding in places.
Those
you know,
those whistleblowers talked about how there's human ships in our orbit protecting us at all times. So, why isn't it protecting us from dark energy, dark matter?
well, I'll say this,
Or is
man. Basically understanding the relationship between dark matter. Oh, I already read that. Wait, did I already read that? Oh yeah, I did. Basically, it's not just crucial. You know, crucial
Camera.
is an understatement, but not just for cosmology, but for basically unraveling all these different deep mysteries about the universe, what we exist in, and whether basically we are heading towards a full massive eternal expansion, or are we heading towards a pure cataclysmic destruction on a scale that no one can perceive?
I think it's the cataclysmic event. But
everything dies. Everything has a birth. But
that
that's the whole
won't-
point of the cosmic egg, though.
that won't be for like millions of years.
Yeah, more than likely, yeah.
There's no way.
Never know the asteroid, dude. We got 1% increase. Or 2 point whatever
It's
it's up to.
2.3 now, baby.
Woo! Dude, the moment it hits 7%, I'm quitting my job. I'm getting naked, and I'm buying all the
7%.
fucking blow I can get, dude. I'm like, what's that booga sugar,
If
dude?
it hits 20%, I'm gonna get.
Well, I'm gonna
boogie.
wait. If it's at 7% and it's in our solar system, and it's like with like the distance of the moon in correlation,
You
and they're
can
like,
see it.
like you can see this one giant glowing thing in the sky, and be like, honey, get the shovel, get the coke, get all the other drugs. We're going on a spree.
Why the shovel?
Well, shovels are really useful, dude. What if you like
Just in
dig-
general?
what if you-
Just
yeah,
in
like
general?
you never know when you have to dig a hole, and you never know when you need to chop something because you got this the army shovels get the street thing and stuff. They're really useful.
Huh.
Yeah, like what if I had a fire pit going and I need to shovel out some of that old ash, and like clean it out a bit. I got a shovel.
It's an interesting concept.
Thank you. It's not used for any nefarious purposes of burying bodies at all. What? Back to you, Bill.
You got to stop with the bill. You got-
I'm gonna owe you a bill here soon. I'll tell you what.
But yeah, I mean, the overarching concept here is that dark energy, dark matter, we don't really know what the fuck it is. It is some sort of entity or object that is destroying the universe as we know it. And we're trying to figure out what it is and potentially how to stop it.
Yeah.
And if you're hearing us talk about it, it's probably not that concerning.
Yeah.
It's a much further away than we think, but it's still a very interesting concept and it's something to look into and get to know a little bit better because we might be able to figure out how to use it. It could be the fix to our energy crisis that we're running into on Earth and potentially put us into intergalactic travel.
Can I give my own once you're done on your segment? Here?
Sick interruption, dog.
Dude, I did it on purpose too. I did it on purpose because of what you did to me earlier with all the cum talk and flighting through space through cum propulsion.
It's technically it's possible.
What kind of
I was
propulsion do you do to go so fast, dude? I have an endless supply.
I'm dehydrated.
It just takes a minute to reload. Just give me a couple minutes. We'll be all right.
A gallon of water as
Like-
well.
Yeah, dude. It is pure natural energy too.
Apparently, I was wrong saying 100 miles per hour. It's actually 28. So,
That's still fast enough, dude.
I mean, if you aim it right,
That's a
you're
good-
going somewhere.
That's a good.
But
So stupid.
yeah,
Sorry, keep going.
I have nothing. I mean, now I've fucking lost my train
I'm
of
so
thought.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't think you'd actually lose it.
But yeah, just dark energy, dark matter is a crazy concept. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to think about.
Yep.
About it, y'all.
Oh yeah. If anything, take this away from it, my fellow listeners and amigos. Dark mattergy and dark mattergy. Wow, it's been a night. Dark mattergy and dark energy are opposing forces.
You did it
Did
again.
I really? Oh my god. Dark matter and dark energy are opposing forces. There, did I do it right that time? They're opposing forces. One binds, the other repels. Together they dictate the birth and death of cosmic structures, determining the evolution of galaxy stars and potentially the fate of the universe itself. Their interplay may hold the key to the ultimate question: will the universe continue to expand forever, or will it collapse on it into itself and be reborn anew? Because if it collapses into itself, the cycle's just going to start all over again. because of the properties that are left over. Because it's back to the beginning stage.
Hold on. What if dark energy isn't moving? What if we're just flying toward it?
That's tight. I mean, technically we are. If you look at the torus and how everything our solar system is moving. We're not like sitting in one spot and things are rotating around the sun. It's actually all moving at once.
Is the dark energy potentially the entrance to a black hole
That'd be tight.
that we're flying into, being sucked into?
Like one massive one?
Hell yeah.
One that's like what we see as
Gargantuan.
giant, like what we see as a giant black hole is actually a pissant.
Yes.
And there's like a giant Big Bertha out there that's like quadruple bazillion times the size.
Correct.
I don't. I have no idea, man.
Because we all know that
I think it's a cool question, a cool concept to pose. Like,
because we're jettisoning into the oblivion.
yeah.
What if that is the exit hole for the traversal?
You had me at the exit hole, dude.
Tight.
I'm ready to get out.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Or go
Thank
in.
you very much for listening to Smartly and Educated.
Hey, wasn't that really my thing?
You said you're ready to get out.
No, you got me. Sorry. All I want to say is that as scientists, like basically the biggest important thing is that we keep researching it. That's the biggest thing. Keep doing the research. Keep trying to dig into it, learn about it. All of that, eventually we will uncover something that's like fundamental of like that governs the existence itself.
You think Doge is going to audit CERN?
That'd be tight.
What are you finding in there?
Go in there. This is just this big black gooey void of something. It's just like,
oh shit, turn it off.
You walk in, you turn on the light, you see it. Nope, turn the light off. Close the door. That's what I would do.
Nothing to find in there, folks. They are perfect. They're solid. There's nothing in there.
Greatest black dark matter ever seen. Many people agree. You should see it for yourself. It's incredible. My Trump impression sucks, but you know what? Love the guy. It's cool.
The CERN is
don't do it.
that's my Elon.
Oh,
the CERN is serious.
Oh my god. Your impression. So just so you know, Evan's impressions are literally horrible.
The best. Oh,
they're horrible but
you said the
amazing all at
worst.
the same time. They're
the
amazing
best
too.
Oh,
They're the best.
Hell yeah.
Best at being horrible.
But hey,
I love it. I like your impression is the same impression for everything.
Introduce me, Elon Musk.
Please do it, please.
It is
totally...
me, Elon Musk. We better be careful.
Can you imagine if that's how he talked? I would never listen to that motherfucker. I'd be like, oh god, it's a call center. I'm out of here.
Vivek Ramaswamy said it best.
What did he say?
Americans don't like foreigners and don't trust them.
America.
But if they...
America! Fuck yeah!
I muted him, everybody.
Yeah, that's real mature.
Anyway, so yeah, thank you all for joining us
Yep,
tonight. This is
thank
Smartly
you.
Uneducated. I'm Evan. That's Ben. We have an email. It is smartlyandeducated@gmail.com. It is a real email. I
It's
promise
real.
you that. We've received
promise you it's
loads of emails on there.
It's very real. It's so real.
We've had guests on We've had guests on the show from the email. So email us. We'll have you on. We'll talk to you. We'll bullshit around with you. But yeah, that's
Nice.
pretty much it. Hope you all enjoyed the
Yep.
show. If you made it this far, like, share, subscribe. Put it everywhere you've ever seen anybody.
Show your grandma.
Yeah,
Put it on
force
blast,
your
dude.
dog to listen to us. Put it on the loudspeaker at Walmart, Kroger, whatever store you go to.
Listen, if you're a dude and you have a girlfriend or wife that's pregnant, put us on a pair of headphones, bro. Put it right over that belly.
Yeah,
We'll give some good influence. And if you're a lady and you're pregnant right now, put them headphones on that belly. Let's go. We're gonna teach that kid good. Like, listen, let's talk about dark matter, little one. Let me tell you about how screwed your generation might be if these natural things deviate just this much. Congrats, little dude. You fucked. But we're here for you.
studies show that
We're
Smartly Uneducated make you smarter.
Anyways, that's it for us. We're on it. Stay uneducated, everybody.
Hasta la vista.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.